Let's give it a bit. Holy shit, this thing fucking moves! ...2016 Suzuki GSX-1000. Very initial thought is very comfortable. Everything seems to be in a good position. Mirrors seem pretty decent, not too vibrating at 60. Gear indicator, we got time, we got a fuel gauge. The tank does sort of feel, it feels big between the legs, but not annoyingly big. It feels comfortable. Everything about this seat is so comfortable. Brakes are nice and firm, but not aggressive. The throttle tube feels loose. I can feel it bouncing sideways and in and out and everything. It's a little bit annoying. Yeah, those brakes are nice and consistent. Ooh, that throttle is jerky. Changes direction nicely. The suspension does soak up these bumps quite well. It sort of feels like it's firm, but it does a good job at these bumps. Obviously you feel some of the bigger ones, but throttle is a bit touchy. Very, yeah, loose throttle tube, and it feels a bit it causes you to bump the throttle a little bit. So it's a little bit of a downer. It's one of those things you get used to, but if I've got to pick on something, that's the first thing that comes to mind. It changes direction very easily, very nice, as you'd expect from this style of bike. It feels very planted. There is a bit of wind buffeting when we're getting up 80 k's and over, I'm noticing, but it's kind of to be expected. A little bit of noise, it's very loud on the helmet. That loose throttle tube is starting to become more noticeable here on these bumpy roads. It's just that it's not that it's jerking the bike, like it's not that it's activating the throttle, it's just bouncing sort of in and out, and I don't know if saying it feels cheap is the right way. It just feels loose, not very firm. Tucks into these corners, these tight little corners, very nicely. Oop, don't cut it too close. Very nice. Rear brake does a nice job. Actually has some good feeling. Not spongy. All the brakes, they're not spongy, they're firm without being bitey. Very confidence inspiring. Holy shit, this thing fucking moves! Okay, I expected it to pizzle out. You know, the Z1000 really had very little top end. As soon as you start getting up into the top end, you're sort of waiting for the power, and then next thing you're on the limiter, and this just kept on pulling. Holy shit, you can roll this thing in. This thing drops in very nicely. With some serious angle on this. Oh, very nice. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and say it. Suzuki's got one up on Kawasaki here. My opinion, but this bike is way better in everything. Comfort, power, the handling, like the suspension, everything. Just sitting here, 60 k's an hour, no vibration up through the body of the, up through the tank. Can't really feel anything through the pegs either, for that matter. Nothing through the handlebars, or maybe ever so slightly, but God, we're not talking much. Would I own one? I think I would. It ticks all the boxes. Still has that sporty, like very sporty engine. You know, maybe if you're wanting to get off a super sport but don't want to lose that, a lot of that performance, then I think this is definitely a bike you should be checking out.